If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 514. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
I'm Brian Shadow Emmerich.
And we're back after a short hiatus in a whole year. It's
happy 2024.
Yes.
It's still a great joke. Still every time.
Yep. No, it never gets old, except at work when you hear it like 40 times, like within 30 minutes, and then you're like, oh, that joke's old. But here, no one's heard it since this morning, and they're not going to hear it until they either watched it tonight or hear the podcast in a few days, so it is totally fresh. So you're welcome.
I got to keep ones like that there in the pocket for the dad jokes. So
no. So you have a pocket in your collarless shirt?
No, that was imagery.
That was also a dad joke. So that was a dad inception joke.
Yes.
Dad within dad.
Yes. All right, so we are back with the show. We're going to try to remember how to do this since it's been since early December since we did a show. So bear with us. And
not my fault. Not my fault.
Have a good time. Part of it was my fault, okay? I had a birthday. There were holidays. There were Christmas. I was on vacation. And then my work shut down for 2 weeks. Like today was my first day back at work since December 22nd. So
I mean, we had Christmas on Monday. We had New Year's on Monday. So yeah, what are you going to do?
That's how the dice roll in December. Yeah.
Yeah. Next year, it's like Wednesday.
So we'll just jump right in the show proper. And if you're in chat, which I don't see anyone in there yet, but if you are, you want to drop something in there, then do so, and we'll try to bring it into the show. So let's jump right in the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. H2O Rolla asks, I would like to start a gaming podcast and was wondering if you had any advice for someone just starting out.
Don't do it.
Wow. That's
you can't compete with us. Come on.
Do you have any other skills?
Wow.
No,
I would say, focus less on the quality of your content and more on the quality of your audio and video. He just said podcast, so there's not even video. So yeah, invest in a microphone. Do your recordings, edit your recordings before you post it. It's a wonder what you can do in post if you want to spend 2 days editing before you post a podcast. It becomes less important when you start adding video to it because people have already seen the shit version. But if you're just doing a podcast and you have a couple days to edit it, by all means do that. And you can make yourself sound fantastic. No one says, there's no dead space. There's no ums. Like that. I just said, So, but back in Code Monkey days, Code and I sound like we were on point. Like he's boom, I'm boom, he's boom, I'm boom. They're like, these guys must warm up for hours and hours and hours. So that's my biggest recommendation is definitely edit and post.
Do you have a person? Go ahead.
I was going to say, my suggestion is definitely get an outline. The outline will keep you in line because pacing of a podcast is extremely important. That goes along with the removing of the ahs and the pace and the spaces and the pauses, but just work on the pacing. It not only your voice, but also the pacing of the content that you're doing. I think that's really important on what you're looking to do. So
I agree with that as well. That's why we've used basically the same outline since day one. Yeah.
Do you have a personality? Need to make something. I would say that it's more important than the actual content necessarily to actually have something people want to listen to, personalities people want to listen to. Keep up the energy if you can. Not too much dead space like Derek was talking about. I mean, we read the news a lot of times, but we give our opinions on it too. So it's not just like dry reading the news.
Yep.
It's have something to talk about. Try to read it beforehand a little bit to kind of get some ideas on what you want to talk about, so that you have some insight on things, and just make it as interesting as you can. But try to, I don't know, be energetic
Yeah.
if
Good
possible.
points. Yep.
Yeah. And as for equipment, like I mean, Blue Yeti is a good intro
Yep.
microphone. I think
Yep.
they're not sponsoring the show. I'm just saying that it's a low
I got one up
price.
here. Yeah.
It's a low price item. You don't have to go super uber expensive right away until you get that following or anything like that. Don't break the bank in the first day. Work your way up to it. If it's something you want to do, then you can start investing more money as you go along. So
Yeah, exactly. And to follow on what Shadow was saying, like I know he said have a personality or whatever, but it looks like, I'm guessing based on your username, that you're H2O, which is the male counterpart to PMS Clan. So you must already have some kind of potential built-in audience that you could pitch to on the PMS Clan forums or whatever. So definitely leverage what you have there to start it up. But yeah, it's start with an audience that you already have, and build from there. And I guess that's kind of the same thing with anything. Like that's even how Too Old to Play started. We started with a handful of people, and then it went to hundreds, and then thousands, and then tens of thousands, and so yeah. But definitely
Still
on the,
tens of thousands. Wow.
well, yes, yeah, we peaked at 50,000, 52,500. But yeah, and then forums went away and people joined social media sites, and that was
Yeah.
kind of a painful change. But
I would say for me, when I'm first starting to listen to a podcast, starting out, what's important, even though I know we don't do it, is to have it be consistent. It's always it's every week, it's the same time.
Wow.
Just starting out at least,
Is
so that
this
people
like
know.
a dig
No, no,
on
no,
me?
no, 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 no. I'm saying what's starting out, so that people know. Okay, this is a new podcast, so they're going to be here every week, and just get used to the people who are doing it. Get used to doing it. Just have it be consistent, because, and that's just starting out, so that you build your audience that way. For us, like you said, we have 50,000 people listening every week, so it's fine. But
I thought it was 75,000.
yeah,
So-
exactly. I'm sorry.
all things considered, like if you guys want, I can do what Code and I used to do.
No.
Because Code and I used to know, like, oh, next week we're not gonna be able to do a show. So we would finish the show and then we would start
Do another
the next show. So if that's what you want, and you want to
Hey, I'm
commit
not talking about us.
to 5 or
Nope.
6 hours, I can do that. But yeah, that's why we never missed a show, because we're like, oh, I'm on vacation next week, and we're like, so I would pull all the new releases for the next week. We'd save some of the gaming news for this week and the next week. Look behind the covers here, but that's what we used to do. So the weeks we were gone, there was still a show. And then when we couldn't do that, or there's gonna be 2 weeks, we're like, and then the next one is the outtakes show, where it's boom, there they all are. So this is a look behind production when like people don't mind putting in 4, 5, 6 hours, but I assume you guys
I'm not talking about
other
us.
stuff tonight. Yes.
I'm just talking about a person starting out asking for
Yeah.
advice. I would say be
Yeah.
consistent at first, at least.
Yeah.
That way people keep coming back.
Good call. All right. Good luck, H2O Rala, and connect back with us once you start it up and let us know how things are going, or if you want more advice. Next up, Stephen Malk comments. I was recommended your show back in the summertime and have been listening ever since. I just wanted to say thanks.
Sweet.
You're
Nice.
welcome. That's very
I
nice of you,
imagine
sir.
that name might be based on Stephen Malkmus, who's a musician, possibly, because it looks like it. Maybe he just ran out of
Maybe
letters.
he is the musician.
Maybe he is.
I don't
I've
know.
seen them. They opened for Radiohead. They're really good. Stephen Malkmus and the Jicks.
I binged Stephen Malk. There's a Stephen Malk that's a kids book writer.
Maybe he's a kids book writer.
their Q&A with
This is
children's
not a
book.
show.
It's okay. We don't need to
agent
research
Stephen
this
Malk.
person.
Yeah. So sorry to dig deep, but you gave your actual name. You didn't use
Well,
an
maybe
alias.
it's an alias.
Oh, maybe
it is an
someone
alias.
else is trying to get us to dox
Well,
Stephen Malk by using
Oh.
that as their nickname.
Possibly.
Yeah. But thank you for the kind words, Stephen Malk. Next up, Calvecchia 2006 asks, Can your New Year's resolution be to try to miss less weeks?
If you
Well,
listen
as
to the
Shadow said,
pre-show,
he
you would've
doesn't
heard.
do New Year's resolutions, so he doesn't give
I
a shit.
don't.
But I'll
No.
try. I'll try. Yeah. Shadow's like, fuck you. I don't do those. But and so
Like,
no one knows.
What was our count on shows last year? I mean, we were
Last year was one of our weakest years. Yes.
Until
was
I
saying
got
we're pretty
here.
light, but
No.
All right. Do you want
I
the
tried.
a lot
actual
of turnover in
count?
the show.
I'll give
I'm gonna
you
No, I
the
don't
guess-
think we need to
I'm gonna
count.
guess 21.
All right. So the first show of last year was. Let's see. This
Going
was
lower. Okay.
May, April.
This is where the editing will come in. We'll cut this area
Oh,
out.
we're not cutting this out at all. People can suck this
Well,
up
I've been on
live.
at least 10, I think. So
So
Ah,
our first show of 2023 was episode 497, which means we've done 18
17.
episodes. So one every 3
3 weeks.
4 weeks. Yes, yeah. So yeah, on average, 3 point
Oh.
something weeks. So not
maybe we can
bad.
shoot for every other if possible.
Yeah.
there we go. We're gonna aim
yeah.
for
That-
more than 18.
Yeah, we're going for 26. Yes, that's go up from 18 to 26, and then we'll go from 26 to 39, and then maybe 52. So we
But
have our
I mean,
goal
this-
set.
This
It's
year
not
was
the
one of the best
quantity,
years
it's
in
the
gaming.
quality.
So yeah,
Yeah, we didn't
next
want to
year's
talk
gonna
the
be a
shit
little-
games. Yeah, like
Yeah, right.
yes, we're like, oh, well, we could have done 70 shows in October, but like the rest of the year, yeah.
That is
So-
true. We could have done a lot. I mean, last year was one of the best years in gaming ever. So this year's gonna be a little slower, probably, but who knows? I guess we'll
But
see.
they'll probably spread it throughout the year though, and not put them all in October. So
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
September, October was brutal.
Yep.
Not in a bad way. Just I don't have time for that.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so many games got lost due to that
Yep.
release schedule. So
Yep.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Altius asks, were you surprised that Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year at the Game Awards? A good part of the gaming community had picked Spider-Man 2 and Tears of the Kingdom as favorites to win, but BG3 seemed to be a shocker.
I feel like Tears and Spider-Man probably split the vote on a lot of stuff. And Baldur's Gate, if you liked that you really liked
And you
that.
put all your eggs in that basket.
That's what I feel. And I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet. I'm going
I
to. I
haven't
plan on
either,
it.
yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for a sale, but it came out on Xbox. Then I'm like, okay, great. I can play multiplayer with people that I know. I'm not a D&D guy. Like I don't play actual D&D, but I play role-playing games and I know it's based on D&D. So I'm definitely interested because I like RPGs. I played Gloomhaven before, so that's kind of D&D-esque. So I'm definitely interested in it, but hopefully it'll get a sale sometime soon.
Yeah,
I think I mean I was
Go
gonna say I think Baldur's Gate 3 could easily I'm not surprised that they won over the other two because the other two are console restrictive. They're Spider-Man
yeah.
3 is
True.
only on the
Spider-Man 2 is
PlayStation.
only PS5. Yeah.
Tears is only on the
Only Switch.
Switch.
Yep.
So
That's
Baldur's
true.
Gate spanned over PC and PlayStation initially, came out on Xbox late, but like the PC crowd is going to be a lot more influential in that pick when it's multi-platform and it hits them as well. So
I don't know if the console restrictive thing matters that much because people who are voting on it will have played it because they have all the systems, so it doesn't
No.
matter.
Now, do any of us know exactly how the Game Awards voting goes? Like,
Depends
they
on who
have
pays the most money
specific
for advertisement.
no, they have specific people who are like voters for it. Like the guys who do Gamer Tag Radio, I know that one of the
Yeah.
guys or both of them or all three
Yeah.
were voters for that. One of them works for Microsoft now, so I don't think he probably voted on it. But yeah, I think they just have specific people, and they can't. I think a lot of them can't say that they're going to be voting on it. Like maybe they
Okay.
get chosen beforehand, then they can't say that they're going to vote. Once they vote, they can say, "Oh yeah, I voted this
yeah.
year."
Kind of like when HIT
Yeah.
did that Canadian Game Awards thing, and he was one of their panel.
Yeah.
No
Yeah, he
idea
couldn't
what
tell
you're
us
talking
until after it
about.
was
Oh
done.
yeah, Hitman did like it was
Canada?
One of our, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, you're facetiously. Yes.
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 Sorry, I was being facetious.
I was like, you missed those episodes? How did you miss
No.
those? Yes.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, it could be like that, but yeah, I don't know. I like Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't on my radar, but neither were the other two. Like I'm still behind on Spider-Man. I haven't played Miles Morales yet, so
2 is really good. It's really good. It's just it's kind of like okay, it's
more of the
exactly what I was
same.
expecting.
Yeah.
It was fun and it's over and I've forgotten it.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
And Tears of the Kingdom I never finished yet. I love Zelda, but it's one of those games to me. It's like okay, well I could just screw around here for a while, build stuff, do whatever. Oh yeah, there's a story over there. I could do that eventually too. And I just never finished the story. And I want to go back and do it, but I just don't know where to start because it's been so long.
Yeah, that would seem like
You're
your
gonna forget
kind
all
of
the
game.
controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But-
true. It's true. It's a good game so far though. But yeah, I think I got about I feel like I probably get about 3/4 of the way through and I'll go back eventually. I mean, I haven't gone back and started Mario RPG yet, so
All right,
we'll see.
You got time.
I do.
All right. Well, great question, Altius. And if any of you guys out there have questions or feedback, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over and know what we're playing? Sultan, what have you been playing this week?
Oh well, let's see. I picked up Harry Potter at the end of the year. They had an end of the year sale, so I'd finished up Starfield, and I was just bouncing around different games, and it really came down to I was either going to be buy Baldur's Gate, or I was going to buy Harry Potter. I decided one was the sale was on, and the second part is I just wanted something a little bit lighter, and that whole theme of Dungeons and Dragons, magic, dragons, monsters, and stuff like that. So I ended up picking up Harry Potter. It's good. It's a good game. There's a lot to do in it. I'm having a lot of fun in it when I play. It's just it's not one of those games that keeps drawing me like as soon as I get done with work, I want to run over to the console and play type games. So when I get some time to sit down and play, I play it. I'm enjoying that. Close to the Sun dropped on New Year's Day. That's the BioShock-esque game that Microsoft had alluded to, I think, in one of their game showcases. It's okay. It's a little slow paced for me at this point, which is surprising because I love slow games. but I definitely going to be spending some more time.
Yeah.
It's waiting for that joke.
But I'll probably
I
be
couldn't
getting
let
back
Shadow
into that
down.
a little bit.
I had to deliver. Yes. Yeah.
But the only other games I really played over the break, I played some Tin Hearts, which is a nice little puzzler game that's on Game Pass. It's like a Lemmings type of game where you have to get the tin soldiers from one side to the other side.
Is it really like Lemmings?
Yeah, kind of.
Because Lemmings is one of my favorite games of all time. So if you're telling me it's
I
like
think-
Lemmings, I'll give it a shot. But
It's in that genre of games where you have to build the platforms or put the blocks down.
Some
to
guys
redirect
have
them.
to sacrifice themselves to make a bridge, those kind of things.
Yeah, I don't think you have to sacrifice anybody in this game. Or at least I haven't got to that point in the game yet. So, but it's a good puzzler. So it's it's a nice easy game. The only other game I played also was Steam World Build. That's from the Thunderfall games guys. If you followed any of the Steam World games, they're actually it's the whole universe that they have created, and this is a nice little sidebar to some of the normal games that they do. They're mostly side scroller type of games, but this one's introduced like city management and cave exploration into it. So it's pretty cool. If you're into
cave exploration, like
but
hiking.
if you're not familiar with it, it's like a lot. They base it around the steampunk world, so it's all robots and gears and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun, and they've done a really good job with this. I mean, I like playing city management type of games, but they've really added like a twist to it with the cave part of it. So I recommend that one.
I've only played Steam World Dig. I haven't played any of this, but is it kind of the same feel of that?
It's the same kind of, it's the same character, same universe, except you're building a city around and then mining out the parts to build a rocket ship, basically. So
Cool.
I say it's a good game, so I like it.
These
How about
guys
you,
are crazy.
Ryan? What do you
These guys are crazy. No one's ever heard of these games, so.
No, I've heard of. So I was just gonna say, Close to the Sun looks like it shadow dropped on the Xbox Game Pass, but it's been out for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, PC. So
and Harry Potter, I 100% that back in the spring. I had a lot of fun with that. So
yeah, Tiff did too. So yeah.
So I've been playing. So I went back through and I finished a bunch of other stuff, and then I decided to just jump into stuff that I had on my list. You know, on the Xbox screen where you tag things into like groups, they sit there for a year and you don't play them. I went back and I'm playing them because I want to get stuff out of there, and especially because it's Game Pass stuff that may eventually go away. So I went through. I played Tell Me Why, the Don't Nod game. It's like 3 parts. It's like it's kind of like Life is Strange. But it's like a trans story, which was interesting, and that was fun. 3 episodes, it didn't take that long. It's pretty short. 100% that. I went and did Return to Monkey Island, which I hadn't started yet. I cheated on that one and kind of looked up solutions and stuff. It's just because I wanted to like experience the story, and I'm not really great at point and click stuff and the old school figuring stuff out, so I just went through a guide, but I played that. It was fun.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, I did. I admit it. But it was cool and fun. And you have to kind of go through and play it twice because you have to do it once through to get everything. Then you have to go through and do like a speed run to get it under 2 hours. So I played it twice.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was fun. And I played Hellblade, which I hadn't played yet. And I knew that 2 is coming out soon, hopefully. And I knew I always wanted to play that. So that was really cool. It was it's a game where you need to really have good surround speakers or good headphones on while you're playing, because have you guys played Hellblade?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So you're a person going through this hell area and you have psychosis, and so you're constantly hearing voices in your head telling you different things all the time from every angle, and whispering and saying all sorts of stuff, commenting on what you're doing and making fun of you and all sorts of stuff. It's really crazy, and it's nice to have like a surround so that you can kind of hear it from all the directions. And but it's pretty, I mean, there are some combat sections in it, but overall it's a lot of puzzle solving. You're going through trying to figure out platform stuff, trying to switch between 2 different worlds, like kind of like through mirrors and things like that, to solve puzzles and get through them. The middle part of the game is mostly just puzzles, almost no combat, and the parts that do have combat are not that long, and they're pretty simple. And you can't, spoiler alert, because they will tell you when you start the game that if you get killed enough times, you will eventually just lose, and that's not true. And I didn't know that when I was starting the game, so I tried really hard not to die. And then I got near the end and I was like, oh, if I get killed, I only got killed like twice. I got killed twice, and I was through the whole game, but I started to have like this black stuff come up my arm, and I'm like, if I die, am I really gonna have to restart the whole game? I don't know. So I looked it up and it's like, no, that's part of it. It's telling you that to begin with, so you think it might be like a permadeath thing. And so that's part of the whole like freaking you out thing. But yeah. So after that, it was like
with all the rats in it.
No, you're thinking Dishonored, I think.
Or
maybe
Plague
not.
Tale Innocence.
Yeah, Plague Tale Innocence. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
The rats. Okay.
Yeah. So I before the final boss, I was like, I looked it up. Oh, you bastards. You're messing with me.
They got
so
you.
I didn't die, and I didn't have to worry about it, but in the end, so I 100% that one. Nice. The only thing you have to do in that to not 100% it is to miss there's like runes you have to find through the thing, and it's 44 runes, and if you miss one, you have to go back basically play the whole game again to get it.
Well, now we
so I
know that
didn't-
you cheat, so you probably looked these up on the way.
I looked the runes up, yeah, just to make sure I didn't miss them. Everything else I did not cheat. I just went and did my own thing, but the runes I made sure I found them. So
Yeah, nice.
Well, with how many games he 100%, so you know he's got to look at
He
a guide
has to,
every now
yeah,
and then.
'cause
to get those
I
rare
do
ones.
Because
sometimes.
I
I do
play like the
sometimes.
Halo games and I miss all the relics and this and that and yeah. 'Cause
I usually go through a game once and then I go back through and
Yeah.
find everything. But this one was like, I just want to get this done. So I 100% the first 3 I just talked about. And then I started up Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a Xbox 360 game from like 2011.
Yeah, that was a
And it's
good
one of the
game.
ones that I started and I had 1 achievement in, and I beat all the other Lego games completely that I had started, but this one was sitting there and I hadn't played it since then. And I thought,
And it bothered
I'm gonna go
you.
back and finish that one. It bothered me. So it's super simple. It's like the quickest game of all the Lego games I've played. I don't know why that is, but it's just there's almost nothing to do with it. You just kind of go through the story and it's fun. So I've been playing that, and I also played a little bit of Halo Infinite again, just doing some of the daily stuff on that, which is still fun. Like I keep going back to it. I think it's gotten better. It's gotten the Halo 3 matches are great. Like the new Forge stuff they did, loving it. I wish they do a few more maps because there's like 5, maybe 6, and they're the really good ones. But they could use some other ones in there. Otherwise,
I probably
that's
do need to dip back in that because I was just so
it's
disappointed,
cool.
and I keep avoiding going back. But
The Forge stuff is amazing. Like they're building stuff out of Forge that it basically looks like original levels. I mean, they're slight changes, but otherwise, and sometimes they're changes on purpose. Like they have Guardian, but it's not called Guardian. I forget what it's called. But the center of it, instead of being just a big platform,
big
it's got a
platform,
hole
yeah.
in the middle, and you can
Ah.
go through the middle. And there's also a landage you can go off to the side and go to left, or go to the side that you couldn't go to before underneath.
Yep.
So I think I talked
Nice.
about that last time.
Yep.
But yeah, it's fun, man. I would go back to it. How about you, Derek?
Well, it was the holidays, so we played some Jackbox Party Pack 10.
Nice.
Enjoying those games. We enjoy all the Jackbox games. Like I'm not gonna lie, we've spent.
I celebrate their entire catalog.
Yes, we have them all, and we've played them countless times. Still, my favorite from all the party packs is Trivia Murder Party 2. But
I haven't played that.
Some of my kids love the TKO and now the TKO 2. There's shirts that have been bought from the Jackbox store based on the TKO outcomes that kids love the shirts and they bought them.
What's
so.
TKO again?
That's the one where you do like a what the hell is it? It's
What does it stand
so
for?
someone creates a slogan and then someone else draws a picture and you combine the pictures and the shirts, the pictures and the slogans, and they make shirts on them. Then you vote on the shirts, and one shirt wins and one shirt doesn't, and then you go to another round, and then it's another set of shirts, and they all fight, and then but you get to the end, and then one wins, but then you can go back and like literally buy your shirt from their store that has the slogan
Wow.
and the picture you drew that's rudimentary and
That's
trashy,
genius.
but yes, yeah.
It's genius.
So,
Just selling stuff from the game.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yep.
I remember we played some, I forget which one it was, but there was one that you would draw on your phone, whatever you wanted the picture to be, but it was, if you picked up your finger, you couldn't delete it. So it was just so that got a little frustrating for me. It was like, okay, I have to do this perfectly. Oh, I screwed up. Oh well, I have to just keep on going. I'm suck at drawing on my phone. It's funny though, because it looks really bad, and that's what's funny about it.
Some of our family discovered that if you got the iPad out instead of the phone, that it was much easier to play. Yes, yeah. So,
I'll bet, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the family loves those games, so we played that. I did try out on recommendation, like I had to install this because I've never installed this, but I played Fortnite Festival, which is like the Guitar Hero / Rock Band version of Fortnite that's out now. So you use the there's basically the 4 note path like all the rhythm games, and there's 2 on the buttons and 2 on the D-pad. It was fun. I'm looking forward to trying again once there's guitar controller support, because we have a shitload of guitars here.
You think they'll have that?
Oh, they said that they're putting it in as soon as possible. So,
Oh wow.
yep.
So
Is
the
that
old
support for
guitars,
old
though-
pieces, or is that they're going to sell new guitars?
No,
that
they're
you're-
putting support for the existing guitars out there.
Oh, okay.
So, but a lot of those are based upon old controller ports. So, do they have
Yeah.
adapters
So
that
there
are
is.
USB?
I had the adapter for the Xbox One X. That was the adapter that, because the new instruments became wired,
USB,
which was fine.
yeah.
So you plug them in. But the older ones were wireless, and they made an adapter that you plugged in via USB, and then you could pair your old wireless ones with that. So I'm not sure if they're doing their own or they're just going to support that, but either way, I'd be happy with that. We love those games. Like, there's literally 4 Rock Band guitars hanging on the wall in my other room out there. I see the Rock Band drum set behind me. I have the Pro guitar, the one that you can switch back and forth between it being an actual guitar and a Rock Band guitar, or a Rock Band Strum Pro kind of guitar. So,
Right.
yeah.
I remember trying actual Rock Band with that type of guitar, and I wasn't that great at it. But
No,
I
suck
used to love
too.
guitar.
Yeah, yes.
I love Guitar Hero because it was so
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
Rock Band was much cooler and much
Yeah.
tougher
Yeah.
and more realistic. But I was much better at Guitar Hero. I remember when I first got my Wii, Guitar Hero 3 was just coming out, and I had the wireless guitar with that. And I don't know if they all were wireless. They probably were.
Yeah,
for
they were
3.
all wireless. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kicked butt on the on Wii, but then I just kind of I wasn't good enough to continue to keep just buying all that stuff. But I love the DJ Hero 2. That
Oh, yeah.
was
Oh, Tiff, the like,
so fun.
it'll be okay. Do just dance and the record play.
Yeah,
Lady
yeah.
Gaga.
That's how I heard a lot of that.
Ghosts and
That's
stuff. Yes, yeah.
that's how I heard a lot of that music for the first time was
Oh.
on that game, because I
Yes.
just didn't listen to the radio back then.
DJ Hero and DJ Hero 2 are like, we still break out 3 shitties for the kids to play, because we all love playing those games. And I had 2 turntable sets before Tiff and
And a
I met,
microphone.
and she had 2. Nice.
Yeah,
And she had 2, and so yeah, the kids love those games. And then when some of the kids go to college, we send 2 of the turntables with them and some discs, and yeah, but it's
Were you
love all those
DDR?
games.
Were you DDR fans also, or no?
I was not a DDR fan. No.
No.
I don't.
I'm not that active.
No.
Dude, we had a blast playing it, but yeah, like nowadays, I'm like, I would probably kill myself. So
Yeah, no. Tiff loved Dance Central. Like, when I met her, she was doing Rock Band stuff. So, and she was doing content for a Rock Band site. So we both were doing tons of Rock Band stuff. And then she did a site called Dance Connection, KINECTION, like for the Connect.
Oh no.
And she was doing that there, and they were doing all that stuff. So we did tons of that dance stuff for Connect, but yeah, no.
I remember
the
doing,
Connect was never as good as the Dance Pad. The Dance Pad was the tactile controller.
I
of
think
the Dance Pad made it
the
best,
Connect
so.
was so much better than the Dance Pad. The Dance Pad had 4 buttons and a middle, and the Connect
Yeah.
would be like, oh, your arm's not in the right spot for going woo, and it would like penalize you for it. So
That's
I
true.
don't know. Yeah.
I remember playing it at the LAN.
Oh, yeah,
So the huge screen up. I feel like I remember Tiff being there, like doing that stuff too. So that's
Yep.
probably where she's probably part of that at that time.
Yes. Yep. So,
Nice.
so yeah, and that was good. And then let's see and then obviously Monopoly Go. That's the only other thing I play.
Obviously.
Been playing with some Selden family members, some of my own family. Yeah, it's always.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you come over to the Discord and you like Monopoly Go, I mean, it's set all up for you. Like you will be really involved.
yeah, Shadow's like, what the fuck's going on? I don't understand.
Like I get these notifications like, what the fuck is the Monopoly Go?
I was going to ask Derek if he wanted to set up another channel so I could just start dropping free dice codes
Just
in there. 'Cause there's like 2 or 3 dice codes every day for like 25
Like,
dice. You're like,
My phone's blowing up. Like,
No.
what is? Oh, it's Monopoly. Okay,
Why don't you join
were-
us? If
we
you
were playing
can't
the
beat
real
'em,
Monopoly.
join them.
We were playing. My son got Monopoly for Christmas, the actual board game. And we were playing
Oh.
that for the first time. My wife had never played it,
What the?
and she's
what?
my age. I know. And I was like, oh, we used to always play this when I was a kid. And I always used to want the big board that was like had like the pool table, like the green on it, and it
Oh
was
yeah, yeah.
made of wood and a big square. And yeah, I love that thing. It was in the like Sears catalog. Every year I would circle that to get it. It was like
And
400
you would,
bucks.
You
or
would never get it. Yeah,
something crazy. It had like gold plated pieces. and
Oh, all
stuff.
the
I would
tokens.
never-
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would never get it, of course, but I did love it back then. So I was trying to go through and play that and realized that I think that I've been playing it wrong, or at least not doing extra stuff that I might have been supposed to be doing when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
But where like when you land on a spot, I thought you just were decide if you want to buy it or not. That was it.
Oh, if you don't
But
buy it, it
apparently
goes
you
up
can-
for
If you
auction.
don't buy it, it
You
goes up
gotta
for
go
auction.
auction.
Yeah, simple.
Never done that in my life, and I did
Wow.
not know that was an option. So then I looked that up in the instructions. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I wasn't gonna do that
Yeah.
with my 10-year-old and 5-year-old and
Oh,
my
you-
wife.
you don't even
but,
want to know. I have made Mr. GBMS's wife cry playing Monopoly on at least 2, maybe 3 separate occasions. So I'm not the person you want to play Monopoly with.
So
but-
so okay, let's say you land on a piece, you don't want it. It goes up for auction for $10 and
Yeah.
you don't care about it. So just say it's 110 for the place or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then can it go above that? Because people don't want, they really
Yeah.
want it, they'll pay 150.
No,
I'll pay
you
200.
just- You just keep
It
bidding,
just
just
keep
like
going up. That's
yeah.
crazy.
It's like if you land on Boardwalk and you want to and you know that everyone's short on cash, you can actually say no, I don't want it, and then start bidding on it yourself and try to get it for less. So
That's wow. So I can't believe you can bid on it if you say you don't want it. Because then you're
well,
just buying
you
it for
don't you don't
cheaper.
want it at face value. You might want it for less. So yeah, these are
Yeah,
all the
this-
tricks. This is how you become the Monopoly asshole. Yes. Yeah.
So
I was
this
gonna
is
say,
what
'cause
happens
growing up
on this
like,
game.
you know, the great thing about Monopoly is you can have a lot of house rules. And
Yeah, true.
growing up with my
Like
parents,
free parking.
obviously,
Free parking.
yeah,
yes,
my parents obviously had house rules when we were growing up. They didn't do the auction when we were growing up because they didn't want to deal with us fucking kids. You know,
That's probably why I didn't know about
So-
it, because they were like, it's too much trouble.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like
So,
even
yeah,
the
Monopoly's
wheeling and
good, though.
dealing sometimes is too much. Like you're like, I'll trade
Although-
you this and this and this, and you give me this, this and this, and
Although, I mean, it could maybe that was the reason we all were like running out of money. It's like
well, that's
we're all buying these for full price. Everything
Yeah.
we're buying for full price. And like, I can't afford anything else.
no.
We have the whole table. Everyone has almost all the places bought, but we have like no money. So I guess that's where it all goes.
Yeah, there's also like if you look in the actual manual, there's a variant where you can just shuffle them and deal them out to people and start from there. And that's a quick version where people
Oh,
everybody has certain cards, and then you really have to fucking wheel and deal
and
unless
buy
you
places
manage
from
to
other people,
to-
trade
to-
them, and
yeah, unless you manage to luck out and get a full set. And if you're the guy with the full set, you're like, nope, not trading. And
start buying houses.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'm always a big fan of the no buy in the first round. Like you have to get around to go first before you can buy anything. So it
Ah,
creates
wow.
that way. It's more of a game of chance because then the first person doesn't get like the best spot all the time.
Yeah.
So
well, that's kind
True.
of like our
And then
house
it's
rule.
dice
where
rolls.
The first 2 people that want to buy something have to fight, and then the winner gets
Like knives
yeah,
or just
yeah.
fists?
No, just
okay.
fists, just fists.
Okay, just
And,
fists.
and
okay.
then the loser cannot buy it. So yeah, there's everybody has different house rules. So, but yeah,
Maybe I
definitely
should get
different
in
than
on
Monopoly
this.
Go though. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, all
So with
right.
Monopoly, hang on. With
Uh,
Monopoly Go, is it like you buy like what do you buy on it with real money?
nothing.
nothing.
You-
no.
Well, you can buy dice with real money to get.
Yes.
You basically
Like skins?
well,
no,
dice.
you roll dice to get stuff in the game, and that's your currency,
Your
if you
power,
will.
your
So
currency,
yes,
yeah.
so if you run out of dice, you have to wait hours until they regenerate, or someone could buy some.
Oh, so it's
or-
like Bejeweled.
Yeah, or you can complete
Or,
tasks and get dice. So yeah,
No, what's the thing? Candy Crush.
yeah, like any of
Yes.
those games. Yeah, they
You
have
just
that
wait,
mechanic.
and if you
put in,
can't
yes.
wait, you buy
You pay,
stuff, and then you
yes.
can go
Yeah,
now.
Either wait
it's
or you pay.
a perfect
Yes.
example of a free to play, pay to play game. So
Except this one is
Yeah.
a little over the top because when they offer you the first thing, like some games are like, oh, $5, like do this for $5 and get this. Monopoly Go's like, no, we're not part of that. The first thing they offer you, $99, and you're like, no, I don't want that. And then the next one they offer you is also $99, and you're
Like it
like,
pops up and says, "Buy this for $99."
yes, yeah, yeah. And then you reject the first one. They're like, oh, maybe you want this one instead, $99, and you're like,
No.
no. So
Okay, how about $1?
yeah. So they have definitely
I'd
picked
buy that
their
for $1.
audience. Yes, yeah. But oh,
Okay.
all right. On that, why don't we hop on over into new releases since we're 45 minutes in and haven't got to new releases or
Well, we
the
don't have
game
any
news.
new releases, so it
No.
doesn't matter.
The first new release out is a 2011 release, if you remember this, one of my favorites.
Great
It's
game. I love it.
Bulletstorm VR out for the PSVR 2, the Quest, and the PC. This was Cliffy B's over-the-top first-person shooter that came out in 2011. You got extra. It was kind of a first-person shooter with points that were given to your kills. So, like, if you
Yes.
like pulled someone over with a grappling hook and then fucking skull fucked them or shot them with a shotgun in the face, you get more points. Or combined, like.
It was
Picks
just points
and
the video
yes,
game.
It,
It was just
all points. Yes.
points. This is so point. This game is
Yes.
so points.
Yes.
It was fun. I love that game.
I loved it too.
Uh,
And
I don't know what they're gonna do VR though.
I don't know.
I mean-
like if you look at our little thing there in the middle of the screen, you can see that
Yeah.
the left hand no longer has an arm, so it's just showing you that that's your left hand in your VR glove, and the right one's got a shotgun or rifle or something because it has a scope on or a
it's
red
got a
dot.
laser dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do either of you guys have VR? I forget.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got the Meta
He's
Quest
got
3
the Quest.
things.
But not PSVR.
I have PSVR 2. My son Evan has the Quest.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I may add this to the library, but
If I had VR, I would think about this game. But I'm not going to spend 400 plus the game to play it. So
no, I really enjoyed
Not
the
today.
shit out of the original Bulletstorm.
not today, Bulletstorm. Not today.
The
But
problem
someday.
with Bulletstorm was like it didn't have multiplayer, and it was so short lived. No, because it also.
Oh, you mean? But it had co-op, just
uh,
not versus.
Yeah, not.
I'm pretty sure it
Not
co-op.
yeah, no, yeah, it had co-op, but not like a
Right.
full-on versus multiplayer. And it
Right.
came out in like 2011 or 2012. No, it came out in 2011. But
Then they did a
like-
remastered for the new systems.
yeah,
I
then they
think.
did the remastered for the new systems. But yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like right at that weird time in Generations where it never really caught on with people, and
I kept hoping for Bulletstorm too. I loved it.
I did
So.
too. So I enjoyed the shit out of it. It kind of reminded me of what was the Jack Black game with the
Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legend. It reminded me of that. It had an audience, but it couldn't fully capitalize on it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
I think I played that. I'm trying.
Brutal Legends was awesome.
Right.
If,
It
if
was,
you got it
it's,
right when I
it's
said
Tim-
the Jack Black game, you must have played it.
Well,
So,
it's what's his name? The Tim
Tim
made it.
Schafer.
Schafer made it, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it Tim Schafer? Yeah. It's a music game, sort
Yes,
of.
yeah.
Like
it
you
was
hit
sort
people
of-
with
it
a
was a
guitar.
music, fighting.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so I there was a good part of me that almost bought this earlier today. So as soon as I realized it existed, so depends on how many drinks I have, and I may have it by the end of the night. So we'll see. Yes.
You're already slurring your words, so there you go.
I know that's
you-
what
if
I do. Yes. Yeah.
If you're going into VR, I did play Ghostbusters VR over the holiday.
Oh, how was
Oh,
that?
how was
That
that? Yeah.
It,
Why
it
didn't
was
you
pretty
put that
fucking
on your
entertaining.
fucking list?
Yeah.
because it was.
Yeah.
I thought we weren't doing VRs in our title. I don't know. No, I played it.
No.
It was good. It was entertaining.
Ah,
I
that's
had a lot
game
of fun
I
with
might
it.
buy VR for. I love Ghostbusters.
Me too.
Yeah, it's it's the first time I've been back in VR in a while. The motion's pretty good. They've really fixed a lot of the motion, like the walking, because it used to be at like point and jump, point and jump, point and jump, or it was really flickery when you walked. Now they've smoothed that out a lot, so it made it a little bit easier to play for a little bit longer, extended period of time. The
Nice.
Ghostbuster game is also co-op, so you can jump in there with like 4 people, and you can take on ghosts and stuff like that, and missions and things.
So you get 4 VR headsets
Online co-op?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah,
Online
I would
Okay.
hope it's not local. Yes, like
No,
Yeah.
there'd be a lot of people hitting each other then. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
You
no,
need
it was
like
definitely
4
enjoyable,
times
so.
as big of a room.
yes.
So it was yeah, it was pretty cool flying through that. So
Nice. All right.
All
That's
right.
all we got this week.
Yep. On that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? First story, and it's also a short news story this week. The Apple Vision Pro will launch in February. So this is that $3,500 Apple AR
Speaking of.
ish VR ish
VR.
headset. It goes on for pre-order this month and it comes out next month. I love all Apple stuff except for their computers because I use real computers with multiple displays and they can actually play all games. And they're not just now glorified iPads with their fake non-Intel CPUs, but this thing is
Tell us how you really feel, there.
slightly overpriced for me, and
Slightly.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
going for
I think I
this.
saw people heading to the Apple store already to camp out for pre-ordering.
Here's the thing. I will buy a MacBook Pro for $3,500 because it'll last me for 7-8 years. Mine right now is from 2016.
Oh
I'm
no,
on it
no,
right
it
now.
won't last you for 7 or 8 years. We saw when we started the podcast, and your video showed up, and you were like,
My video is fine.
grainy,
That is not even-
pixelated. Yes, man.
That's not my no. Anyway, I will buy that because I can use it for other things. It's too much, man. Like I think it's really cool. And to be clear, the only reason I'd make fun of it is because of the price.
Yeah.
If it
Oh,
was
not the
half
googly
that
eyes that come out
price,
in the front.
no, I think that's kind of cool because you can actually see people can see your eyes and you can see them.
Yep.
But for half that price, I don't know if I
You would
consider
pay
it, but
70? I
don't know.
pay tons of shit for
I don't
tons
know.
of shit. and
But
this is,
here's the thing.
I
Here's the
paid
thing. It's not just,
$8,000 for an 8K TV, and I would never buy this.
hang on. But it's a whole computer on your head. Like you don't have to have anything else. It runs everything and you can use your hands to control it. So it's like buying a computer that you strap to your face, basically. If you are into that sort of thing and you need the space and you don't want to have a desk, great. That might work okay, but it's just too much for that. I think it's just it's cool. It's cool tech. And I feel like people think it's just VR. They think it's just VR and that's it, and you're running from something else, and it's just a display, but it's an actual
it's
computer
also
on your
AR.
face.
Yeah, no, yeah. You can lay in
Yeah,
the
I mean,
fetal position and do all your work. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
it
mean,
runs things better than my computer. That's on your face.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the augmented reality portion of it is what is pretty cool because the Meta 3 has a pass-through mode and it's augmented reality. They have a few augmented reality games with it already. One that comes on board on the Meta 3 is it's some kind of alien shooter thing that turns your living room and all of a sudden walls are fucking getting destroyed, ceilings are disappearing, there's
Nice.
blowouts in the floor, and things are coming up out of the ground. And it works really well, and it really is a cool little feature of augmented reality. It's the price tag. Yeah, I'm gonna say the price tag alone is.
You got to have the
definitely
install
gonna
base.
Keep it away from
Yep.
me. So
Yeah.
Without the install base, things are not going to get made for it, and then it's just going to die.
And at price at $3,500, it's probably not your. It's just like Google Glass. Remember when Google Glass came out, and it was like $1,500, and people were like, "Oh, I love Google Glass. I can't wait to get one." And they were like $1,500, and people were like, "No." It was like 5 influencers had Google
Yeah.
Glass. Yeah. So
What was the Xbox thing that was the augmented reality?
Oh, that
Lens?
was
No.
HoloLens.
HoloLens?
Yep.
That looked awesome. That looked like this.
Yeah. Yep. And then
Basically,
they
and we were all
overpriced
interested
it,
in
and then
that.
they made the dev thing. Yep.
Yeah.
or a business thing. Yeah. So
It's like tech that it will be used by everyone probably in like 10 years.
exactly.
But right now it's just too expensive.
Yep.
So
yeah, I don't think this is going to, as much as I love Apple, I don't think this is going anywhere. So unless Shadow buys one. So
no.
And then if he does, we're all going to Chicago.
Be cheaper
But
to
hey,
come
if-
to Chicago
Yes,
and
it
try
would
it
be
here
good
than
to
to buy
fly
your
out
own.
and try yours than buy my own. Yes, yeah. I could
if Apple
fly out
wants to
there,
send us
stay in a
3 of them.
hotel,
Yeah.
and fly back
Yeah.
cheaper than to
Take
buy
you out
my
to a nice
own.
dinner.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
everything. Yeah.
We go to Morton's, do whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right,
But
now
if
we have a
Apple wants to
plan.
send us 3
Fine.
of these, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Now you're digging out to Apple somehow?
yeah, sure. If they want us to review them and they want us to try them out and give a review online,
Oh,
there's
so-
one
But we
podcast
do have
that's got
75,000
100,000
people
people
listen.
listening each week.
Oh, I'm sorry, 100,000. My bad.
All right, next story.
All right, we talked about this man just a little bit ago, but Jack Black will reportedly, now get this, reportedly play Steve in the long-delayed Minecraft movie adaptation. Yeah, it seems like he's a perfect person to play this character. Steve
Why does it
has,
seem that way to you? Like, Steve has never talked, right?
Yeah, but he's kind of that. Yeah. Did he talk in any of the previous like story mode
Minecraft.
games? Yeah.
Did
I don't know.